second period, we puck dropping in about 5 minutes. They'll be coming out for warm-ups. So say maybe a good 7 minutes you got left. All right, second period warm-ups just about to get going here. Puck drop should be coming up momentarily. It looks like the rest of the extended Schroeder family has gotten here, so Coach Schroeder's got a whole lot of family cheering him on for the last 2 minutes here. Hopefully they'll be a little more rowdy because Dylan's here now, so hopefully he can get the crowd amped up a little bit. So it was pretty much exactly the first period the Marauders wanted to play. They came out flying, played the physical game well, only allowed 5 shots to get near Rusnak here. Scored 2 off Jonah Bird, 15 shots on Vassallo. Just by the book, what they wanted to do. Keep that up for their 2 periods. We'll be out of here with a win. Again, I haven't seen an update on the UPenn game, so I'm not sure what Drexel's playoff standings are in right now, but they don't even need to focus on that. They just need to win right now, and maybe they'll get in. So they got 40 minutes left to try to salvage their season. Coach Schroeder getting his last little pep talk into his team. Set him out there ready to go for the second. Rusnak looks strong. Didn't see a whole lot of him. Only was tested 5 times, but had to fight off a lot of physicality in his crease. Looked good. As we start the second period, it'll be Andrew Zerko taking the face-off from the UPenn logo. Drexel will come away with it, though. Bird, the 2-time goal scorer this evening, comes out with it. Left for Zerko, pass picked off. Martin and Petticone will need to backtrack. Or, excuse me, Bell, the 5 look like a 6. The helmets are different. What am I doing? Bird gets it, left for Zerko in the middle. Zerko, kind of a weird play there, just kind of chipped it over the bench. And gets a stoppage to play with 19:34 left in our middle frame. Nothing too much in the range of excitement so far. In the second, that is. Zerko ready for the face-off again, taking on Andrew Walsh there. Walsh wins it, kicks to Mendham on the blue line. Mendham rips it in on Rusnak as he makes the save. Well, the Colonial Cup playoffs start next weekend, and the playoffs will be set in stone tonight. So let's see what we're working with today. Westchester and Newman locked up the 1 and 2 seed. Millersville is locked in at the 4 and will play Stockton. And Scranton will either play UPenn or Drexel. Shot in by Basin, denied by Rusnak. Ryder throws the brakes, kicks it out to Dunnigan. Dunnigan sends it down. Martin is chasing Martin from close range. Vassallo gets his stick to it, blocks up Martin's shot to the middle. Ryder awaits it, gets to Martin again, or gets to Morgan rather, as Morgan puts it wide of Vassallo. Gloved out of the air by Ryder. And that'll stop the play with a 19:04. I'll have to go in the second. Millersville up 2. Neutral zone face-off right in front of us here. It'll be Walter O'Connell. Millersville wins their first face-off of the period as Jake Petticone punts it down the ice for Alan Ryder. Ryder gets ran into the glass, and Drexel looks to come away with it, but they don't. Shot in by Dunnigan. Blocked by the body of Evan Eisler. Crowd getting a little rowdy here as Drexel looks for a counterattack. Broken up in transition. Kai Dunnigan throws a body block, takes his man off his skates. Rusnak gets to turn his head around quick. Both squads coming out of the locker room hot here in the second. 18:32 left to go in the middle stanza. Clean block out of Dunnigan. closes the book on that possession before it really even begins. Dunnigan talking it over with the officials here as Walter O'Connell will get tagged for a cross-check in the scrum there. Marauders down a man. Looking for a quick clearance. They won't get it. Gets to Fletcher. Fletcher leads for Basin. Basin rounds it in, sends it in on Rusnock, turned away. Clearance, stopped by Basin. From his face-off circle, looking for a centering pass. They have Walsh in the middle. Goes back out. Walsh's shot wide off the glass. Chased down by Fletcher. Clearance stopped by Basin. Basin backtracks. Bieber and Wilkinson trying to shut the door on this. They do. Makes him pass. Bieber holding them off. Goes back to Walsh. Walsh from central ice. Plays it out to Fletcher. Wilkinson closes down and a quickly. Shot goes around the world. Oh, to Zachary Jones. Bieber keeping his man at arm's length. Left back in for Barrett. Barrett puts it wide. About a minute left on the O'Connell penalty now. Wilkinson left for Rysack. Gets a good body block on it. Close out the shooting lane as the puck sails out of play. 17:25 left to go in the second. 53 seconds left on the O'Connell cross-check. It's like Carey will be ready to take the face-off for Millersville, dueling Walsh. Carey gets it out, can't clear it though. Puck 5 holds the ref. Gets to Martin, and Martin gets the clearance off. Wes Kopshow was a pest on the last power play for Drexel, a little quieter on this shift. Dunnigan keeping his man on the far side. Martin closing up any holes in the Marauders' defense. 26 seconds left to go. Ripped in by Basin. Gloved by Rusnock. 21 seconds left to go on a kill for Millersville. They've looked very good on the penalty kill so far, but don't talk too soon, Gary. There's still 21 seconds left. So, Phil, but into the announcers drinks them. We'll see. Carey again looking for a quick clearance. Won't get it off. Back out to Drexel. Barrett rips it in. Gets it out to Kopshow. As the puck will slowly head into the Drexel D zone, they'll send it back in for an icing. Well, that'll salvage 4 seconds left on the man advantage for Drexel, but unless they just fly down the ice, they're not going to be able to use really any of them up a man. 16:36 left to go in the second. Andrew Zerko in on for Millersville. Pass, clear down the ice, and that will do it for the Millersville penalty. Lachlan gets it off the boards. Getting there by Stromberg. Stromberg leaves for Rysack. Rysack streaking in. Has Bird behind him. Leaves for Bird. Leaves in front of him. Ref slips a little bit. Zachary Jones into the Millersville zone. Lachlan closes off a shooting lane. Makes him push it a little wide. Lachlan staying with his man. Trying to play it with the skate. Leaving for Zerko. It gets to Bird. Bird off the wall for Rysack. Rysack down the ice for Stromberg, and it gets to Zerko. Zerko back to Stromberg, has Bird on the far side. Bird into the middle, left for DZ. Zerko in close. Andrew Zerko goes 5-0 on Vincent Vassallo and puts Millersville up 3. Just a beautiful play development there for Millersville. Gets the fake on Bird getting in. Obviously, that draws a lot of Drexel guys, and he scored 2 already. You got to watch him. Zerko kind of shadowed in behind him, left in, give him just enough open space to work with. Aiden Stromberg makes the pass, and Andrew Zerko delivers. 15:47 left to go in the second. Millersville up 3. Dunnigan from his own faceoff circle goes far side to Petticone. Petticone rips it down the ice. Had an open man in Stromberg, but overcooked the pass. Just a smidgen. And with an icing there, we'll head in on back to the other side of the ice from whence we came for another face-off. 16 shots for Millersville. They've converted on 3. 7 for Drexel. They have not hit pay dirt on Rusnock just yet. No one can control the face-off cleanly. Comes off the face of Pierce McGinley. Carey fans the pass. Gets it out to Zerko. Zerko and Bird. Again, into the Drexel zone. This play a little less pretty than the last one. Gets it out to Petticone. Petticone's shot. Slapped down by a Drexel stick, but it calls back to his man. Petticone sends it back in. Tries to go low and inside on Vassallo. Can't get it. Dunnigan sends it back in, looking for a redirect from Bird. Goes wide. 15 left to go in the second. Jake Petticone sends it around for Bird. Bird, behind the back pass, looking for Stromberg. Stromberg, sandwich into the wall. Bird coming to back him up. Gets it out to Stromberg. Stromberg, tied up with his man. Drexel comes away with it. Bit of a defensive lapse from Millersville. If they could have got on it, it's Nathaniel Schleiberman, or Sleeberman, getting in. If he could have fielded the pass a little more clean, that would have been a one-on-one with Gavin Rusnock. But Millersville, good defensive stop, comes away with it again. Petticone gets it out to Zerko. Stromberg gets the pass off before getting lit up into the glass as he'll head to the bench with Alan Ryder coming off and getting right into the action. The senior out of Red Lion, Pennsylvania, tied up at the boards. Drexel trying to get it out. Martin stops it right off the bat. Martin cross ice to Bell. Bell feeds Ryder, as Ryder will send it around the boards. O'Connell picks off nearly. Could have been a dangerous thing if he could have turned, but he's going pretty fast. It's pretty hard to turn when you're going that fast. Gets it back out to Drexel. Slapped down by Bell. Ben Bell from his own blue line. Leaves it behind Johnny Morgan as the shot will ring into the wood behind Vassallo and get an icing call on the Marauders. As we head back towards Gavin Rusnock, it'll be 13:38 left to go here in our middle frame. Marauders up 3. As we restart things here, Jonah Bird controls right off the bat, kicks out to Martin. So there's Petticone. I don't know why I said Bird. O'Connell has Morgan on the far side, takes it himself, goes well wide of Vassallo. Back out to Bell. Bell gives to Morgan. Morgan runs into a pair of sticks, gets it off to O'Connell. Nearly poked in by Wes Bieber. Hits the iron, goes full extension on the tap-in. Gets denied. Martin sends it in, goes wide. Picked up by Bell again. Bell tries to five-hole his man, gets back to him. Bell sends it in. Oh, whiffed on by Walter O'Connell. He's going to want that one back, but he won't get it. 18th shot of the night for Millersville, fruitless, with 12:59 left to go in the second. And again, 2 other conference games tonight, as we'll see a heavyweight duel between Scranton and Westchester, and UPenn looking to clinch the last spot in the Colonial Cup playoffs as they'll head up to West Orange to take on the Seton Hall Pirates. Shot in, bouncing shot at Vassallo, turned away. Bieber holds his man up into the boards. Carey gets it out, looking for Corelli. Corelli can't stick it cleanly, gets back to Carey. Carey throws the brakes, turns around, it goes behind him. Lachlan will chase it down. Lachlan gets lit up and loses his bucket in the hit there. Bieber clearly not pleased with the hit on the Bryn Athyn transfer, Gavin Lachlan. He doesn't look to be too shaken up, though. Got some of that beautiful hair out. 12:37 left to go in the second, as we'll have a talking over. Ref's trying to stop tensions from boiling over, although I'm not sure it's possible to boil anything in the temperature in this rink. I am just doing a little jig in the press box, just trying to keep my blood moving here. It seems to be working. Miranda was nice enough to give me some gloves, so I'm not going to have frostbite in my hands, thankfully. Thanks, Miranda. Thanks for the gloves. So helpful, that one. Well, it looks like no penalties will be assessed on the play there. Just a bit of a talking to both sides, and we're about ready to start things again. It will be Carey dueling Josh Height. Millersville gets it out quickly, can't control it, looking for Bieber. Dunnigan backtracks. Bieber comes in on the poke check, frees it up for Carey. Carey gets tied up with Bieber a little bit, and Drexel comes away with it from their own blue line. Sends it in, down low for Height. No Dragons open. Could have been dangerous. Back out to Corey Held from his blue line. Back out, to Sliberman. Bieber from the blue line. Dispossessed by Held. Held back out to Dunnigan. Dunnigan rips it in. Dunnigan really likes shooting from that corner blue line spot. I don't think one's gone in, but he likes the shot. So I trust the captain. And the captain does go in the middle to Bieber. Bieber hits Corelli in the skates. And, Corelli frees it up momentarily. Justin Corelli can't get the control on it. Good takeaway by Corelli, freeing himself a shot. Bell and Petticone will backtrack and skate it out as that one's called for icing on the Dragons. 11:36 left to go here in the second. Millersville up 3. A little bit of House of Pain going on. Like that. Slaybaugh gets it out quickly. Quick shot in for Millersville, turned away by a Drexel body. Bell leaves for Martin. Martin picked off in neutral ice. Dangerous opportunity. They could cut. Oh, my God. What's the word I'm looking for? Connect? Connect, sure. Barrett comes in. Leaves the shot wide. Picked up by John Waters. Haven't called his number a whole lot tonight. Let's see what he can do. Waters goes far side to Kopshow. Kopshow and Slaybaugh enter. Slaybaugh chips it in. Goes close side on Vassallo. Wide. Pokecheck frees it up for Millersville there. Good stuff out of for Martin. Gets back to Martin. Martin works up to Waters. Waters has Kopshow on his left, Slaybaugh on his right. Nothing really happens. Sent back down the ice. Ben Bell will pick up the loose change behind Rusnock's back. And Gavin Rusnock, halfway through this one, has only had to face 8 shots. Ben Bell goes from net to net and still has not found a man to pass to yet. He does. Jonah Bird, but it gets broken up. Hat trick watch for Jonah Bird right now. That could have been it if the pass connected. Lachlan from the D zone looks for Bird, finds Stromberg. Stromberg, cross ice feed to Rysak. Rysak rips it. Denied by Vassallo. And Drexel back the other way. Lachlan and Zerko will backtrack. Man blows a skate. And Lachlan controls, but not without a call from the official. 9:52 left to go as Connor Rysak will be assessed a penalty. Thurman, can you tell me what penalty that was? I didn't see it the best. Connor Rysak clearly not happy. I could hear, "Are you serious?" he said. Probably some other things I wouldn't be able to say, but I heard, "Are you serious?" So he definitely doesn't agree with the call from the official, but the call is the call, and it will stand. Oh, looks like another Marauder being escorted into timeout. Aiden Stromberg. Oh, Thurman wasn't looking. Great. My penalty man wasn't looking. And a 5-minute major penalty to Aiden Stromberg. What did he do? I didn't like. Drexel man fell. Bit of a chippy play on Lachlan. Do you see it? I have no idea. I guess he said something. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know everything, Miranda. Okay, not an oracle. Maybe he did like a Jackie Moon at the start of semi-pro, talking to the ref like that. That's what I imagine it was. But 5 minutes, he must have said something not very friendly to our friends in stripes. So, best opportunity of the evening for Drexel. They'll be up 2 men for 2 minutes, and they'll be up another for. They'll be up 1 man for another 3 if they don't convert on the 2. Ugh. Okay, Definitely a different situation for Millersville. Coach Schroeder seems to not be too happy with the call. Probably didn't hear what Stromberg said, but he talks it over the official, and we're about ready to go here. Millersville, the penalty kill has been very good so far, but they've only been down one man. So let's see how they do down two. It'll be Bird, Dunnigan, and Petticone out there to start things off. Oh, checking the scoreboard. Same 2 minutes on Rysack, but maybe up. Okay, good. I don't know what you have to say to get a major penalty, but okay, only 2 minutes on Stromberg. Still the same 5-on-3 situation, but for much less time. Okay, I was confused because you really have to say something terrible to get a 5 minute for just running your mouth. That confused me. And right off the jump, Aiden Barrett finds Pater on Gavin Rusnock. Drexel gets back within 2 with 9:44 left to go in the second period. Oh, they got the lights too. I thought only UPenn was allowed to use those. Ugh. Well, they weren't good on 5-on-3, but they have been good on 5-on-4. So let's see how this goes. Hopefully, a little bit better. Poke check by Martin, frees it, picked up by Fletcher. Fletcher kicks back to his man, Held. Held doesn't defer to Fletcher. Excuse me, that's Barrett, the goal scorer. Barrett, background, gets to Welch, or Walsh. Walsh ran into the boards by Carey. Freed out Martin. Looking for a clearance out, gets to Carey. Carey has a lane to clear it. He does. Nearly rings Stephen Bason's bell there. Makes him duck. Uh-oh! West Cop Show. Man open in the middle. Can't get it around. Vincent Vasallo in Manuel Neuer distance out of his net. I have no idea what he was doing that far out. Nearly disastrous for Drexel. Opportunity for Drexel down low. Kicked out to Basin. Basin sends in, blocked by Carey. That one's going to hurt. Drexel staying on it, looking to fully capitalize on the pair of Marauder penalties. Basin from the blue, out to Barrett. Barrett couldn't stick it cleanly. It falls to Owen Mendham. Mendham taking his time, 35 seconds left to go. Defers, it's ripped in, nearly gets on the far side of Rusnock, but it gets back to Mendham. Mendham sends it in, looking for a redirect. Can't find it. Flagstaff open. Gets in. Disaster for Millersville on the pair of penalties. Drexel scores 2 within 2. Let's see. Looks like the final one to get a stick on it was Andrew Walsh. Zachary Jones, Andrew Walsh comes in low and frees a man up. So, okay. Back to 5-on-5, but you can see Millersville has controlled the entire game up until about the last minute and a half. And fortunes change quickly in hockey. But we're back to 5-on-5. Millersville looking to get their heads back in this one and not fully relinquish the lead. Kai Dunnigan rips it back out to Alan Ryder. Ryder in the central ice for O'Connell. O'Connell has Morgan in. Morgan a little too anticipatory to get into the zone. Refs clearly not Millersville fans this period. .57 left to go. Drexel inching closer in the shot total and inching even closer in the goals. Petticone rings it around the corner boards. Morgan bearing down on him, goes around Morgan to the middle. Picked up by Dunnigan. Dunnigan quickly sent back in around the boards. Vasallo comes out of his net again to play it. Leaves for Mendham. Zachary Jones really wants a pass. He doesn't look like he's going to get it right now. O'Connell loses his stick in a duel with Mendham on the corner boards there. Sent back in, picked off by O'Connell. O'Connell defers to Ryder. Ryder from close range. Ryder denied on the close side by Vasallo. Big misplay on the pass. Gets it out to Zachary Jones. Petticone's going to get back quickly. Dunnigan coming in on him. Dunnigan Good save by Gavin Rusnock. Had his bell rung twice within 2 minutes. Stands tall on his 11th shot face. Another defensive lapse for Millersville leaves another open man streaking at Rusnock, but he goes high on him. Millersville's really going to figure out their defense right now. A lot of open dragons coming into the D zone. Not what Coach Schroeder wants to see. Chip in by Burr, looking for his third. Back out. Millersville on the far side. Out to Laughlin. Laughlin rings it around. Gets it to Bird. Bird chips out to Stromberg. Stromberg in the middle finds Zerko. Zerko sent back in. Weak shot. Picked up by Drexel. Bird lays a big hit on his man held. Walsh controls. Walsh defers to Held. Nearly picked off. Oh, man. Another dangerous giveaway near their goal for Drexel. Danger isn't over yet, but it ends quite quickly as Bird commits a turnover. Aiden Barrett, the first goal scorer for Drexel, enters the zone, but it's taken away quickly. Rysak coming the other way. Left for Stromberg. Stromberg couldn't stick it cleanly. The opposing 18, Aiden Barrett coming in. Barrett rips in, goes right at Rusnock's face and gets behind him. 5:40 left to go. Another shot in on Rusnock. Doesn't get to him. Bell breaking out with Martin. Or Wilkinson. Wilkinson tried to chip it to Bell. Couldn't get his stick down. He was tied up at the time. Gets to Wilkes. Works out to Bell. Bell chips in. Looking for Kopshow. Splits the difference between Kopshow and Wilkinson and finds Drexel. We near 5 Wilkinson fans on the pass attempt there. Gets back to Martin. As we hit 5 minutes left to go in the second. An entirely different game up until about 9 minutes in the second period, where the thing was flipped on its head. 2 quick goals from Drexel. Millersville still looking for a response, but they still have the lead, 3-2, but they cannot feel comfortable with that. Wilkinson nails his man into the boards, leaves Slayball open. Wilkinson tries to chip it in close. Kopshow in on it. Can't redirect it towards Vassallo. Kopshow rips it in. Only hits Vassallo's pads. 4:30 to go. Sent in by Bell off Vassallo's pads again. Rebound picked up by Slayball. Slayball passing to no man's land. Picks up his own pass. Bell punches it free. And it'll ring back for an icing call on the Dragons. Drexel's bench not happy with all the calls they've already gotten. Want another one. Looks like they won't this time. 4:11 left to go in the middle frame. Vassallo awaiting a face-off to his glove side. Carey. Wait for the face-off. Refs can just talking things over before we get things going. 4:11 left to go. Millersville leads the shots 24-11 and 3-2 in the goals. Laughlin rips it in. Marauder was there. Could have been a dangerous rebound. Petticone's got to get back quick. Petticone gets outskated, but Carey's in there to back him up. Petticone behind the back. Thought Carey was there. Carey gets there. Carey chips up for Corelli. Millersville looking to take that momentum into the locker room. Momentum is cleanly in. Jackson's post and oh, wow. Couldn't get my words straight. Justin Corelli nearly had a tap-in goal, but leaves it just wide. Ripped in by Pettico. And again, ricochet cannot be controlled by Millersville. Carey in. Petticone decides to backtrack. Drexel working in. Jones turned away. Jones has been getting a lot of free real estate in the Marauders D zone this period. Carey tries to hit it off the boards, gets sandwiched by Walsh. Walsh spins around, loses it, back to Held. Carey intercepts and gets intercepted by Basin. No team can seem to complete a pass to one of their teammates right now. Hit by Morgan, nearly frees it from the clutches of Basin. as Dunnigan behind his back nearly looks for Morgan. Morgan tries to get it out. Morgan gets tied up. Bieber attempts to get the Marauders to get a line change off. They do. Drexel staying with it with Basin. Nearly cleared out by Millersville. Controlled by Morgan. Morgan rings it off the glass where it's picked up by Fletcher. Fletcher outskated by Martin for a second. Excuse me, by Ryder for a second. As Walter O'Connell in a duel with Held in the far boards. Runs into the boards. Ryder picks it up. Ryder works it around to Rysack as Walter O'Connell hits the ice. Looking a little shaken up, but he looks okay. Lachlan back to the middle. Net popped off. As some physicality is shown after the play, Dylan Fletcher on the ice after a run-in with Walter O'Connell, and cannot let your emotions get the best of you now, boys. Talking with Latronica and Schroeder before the game. Something they've liked about this team in the spring semester is they haven't been taking these emotional, physical penalties. Seems to be the case this evening. Usually we're taking about 2 a game, if that, against UPenn, Westchester, and Lehigh. Being a lot more demonstrative emotionally is Millersville. Well, when things get back underway, we'll have 2:06 left to go in the second period. Millersville just trying to hold that lead into the second intermission. Officials talking things over. Didn't get a good look at it. I just saw O'Connell come down, and then Fletcher was on the ice, and he got tied up with Held for a quick second. So maybe just in case I don't get too close to my goalie. Not sure. Well, no score updates yet on either of the other conference games. I'll take a look, though, see if I can't find something out quick. Please, UPenn, do you post scores? I don't know if they post. Let's see. We'll find out together. UPenn. Are you posting? I think Stockton. I think Seton Hall does. Let me check. Well, the internet's not being very cooperative, so I can't quite find the Seton Hall scores right now. So I assume UPenn's winning there. They should win. Seton Hall's only 2 wins this year in the conference are against TCNJ, so that's not a whole lot to be that proud of. So it'll be a tough task for them to take down the Quakers tonight, and Drexel's playoff lives depend on that happening. And then no score updates from the Scranton-Westchester game. Probably a slobber knocker there, a little west of us in the west of Chester. Really long talk with the whole officiating crew. Just content to let the fans be cold for the next couple of minutes. Thanks, guys. Oh, the gloves for Miranda are a lifesaver right now. Really making sure they got their paperwork right here. Well, we don't have the replay review booth in Toronto. They stopped accepting our calls a while ago. I think it was. I can just get bored and call them on weekdays, and they told me to stop. So no Toronto to help us out here. So the refs just need to use their eyes and memory, which is usually pretty fallible. Looks like maybe we're ready to get things going again. The 2 captains, Basin and Dunnigan, coming into the official circle here. They'll get their talking points in. Really just taking their time on this one. Talking over Russ not getting a little extra practice in. I mean, what else are you going to do? Just sit there and be cold. So he's going to get his blood moving a little bit. Just wish we had the technology to mic people up. That would be nice. Although, probably not. You probably have to mute most of it. Fans anxious to get things restarted here. Officials not. As we have now 2 separate 4-man conversations happening. The first one wasn't conversational enough, I guess, so they need to split off and do their own things. Maybe they'll split off into 8 two-man conversations or something like that. We'll get Schroeder can walk over. He can do that. Maybe they'll have me come down and start talking. I don't know what I could add to the conversation, but I don't know what they're adding. Huh. All right. I guess just... Yeah, I do know the Jeopardy theme song on my trumpet. If I had it, we could play it. Yeah, yeah. Looks like it's breaking up a little bit. Maybe. Ryder still in on the conversation with Millersville. One of the officials heading to the Drexel bench. I'm so cold, guys. Can we get this going? Finally, the officials have broken up, and we might be ready to have some hockey being played soon. Although, don't get your hopes up, folks. They might want to talk again. Oh, they're talking to the Drexel bench now, so conversation pit has moved over to the Dragons side of the rink as we're going over to talk with Coach Schroeder there. I'm sure he'll want an explanation, or he's just going to talk to Alan Ryder again. Okay. Really leaving me out to dry here, folks. Oh, yeah, there is. One of their guys, or Drexel guys, went into the box, and it looks like O'Connell is heading there, too. So I guess in that tussle up, they're going to tag O'Connell with something. And did Donegan get called, too? No, don't go in there. Oh, Please don't say you're going in there, Dunnigan's. Please stay on the other side. Just be talking to him. Just give him some pep talks. We can't go down 2 again. And the refs talking with the Millersville bench now, making sure they got all their stuff in order. Oh. Well, hopefully this will be done by the time the playoffs begin next weekend, as it'll be weird if one of the teams aren't there. And they're talking it over with Basin again, going to the scorers table. They're going to give O'Connell 4 minutes and 2 minutes to Corey Held. So Drexel will be up a man for 2, and then we'll be on 4-on-4 for 2 after that. But Drexel converted on both of their last power plays, although they're technically kind of the same power play. But again, yeah, it's funny. They just show the same. Like O'Connell is deep behind enemy lines there, next to their bench and in the penalty box with one of their guys. Not an enviable position for Walter O'Connell. So, finally, we are ready to get things going. Maybe face-off's going to be there. Thank you. We know when the hockey's going to start and where it's going to happen. Maybe it'll happen soon. Oh. There we go. We are ready to get things going again as opposing. As 9 takes on 8, Zerko takes on Walsh. Martin, quick clearance attempt. If he wants it, no, he'll skate it out himself. Kills more time. Good call for Martin. Centering pass opportunity broken up by a Drexel stick. Defers out to Bird on the far side. Bird sends it in for Zerko. Andrew Zerko goes far side to Martin. Bird tied up down low. Martin, pass picked off in the middle by Aiden Barrett. Minute 25 left on the man advantage for Drexel. Poke check by Bird and nearly frees it. Basin throws the brakes. End zone shot in, gloved by Gavin Rusnock. Minute and 20 left to go in the period. Minute 15 on the held penalty. And the O'Connell penalty will leak into the third period. Zerko awaiting the draw again from Millersville. Drexel will control off the bounce. Zerko looks to pick up the passing lane there. Gets it to Petticone. Petticone looking for a clearance lane. Gets it. Good clear by Jake Petticone. Oh, yeah, I guess we are even. So, yeah, it's just Isaac. I forgot we're even right now. We are even for another minute and 2, so it'll be 5 seconds of 5-on-4 in favor of Drexel if they don't score, or if we don't score. Whew. Zerko taking his third draw of the period here. Petticone surveys his options, goes in a bit of a no man's land as the pass is tipped at the point of entry or point of release. Dunnigan keeping his man. Hang on the boards. He just punched Dunnigan in the face there. Call that. There you go. Thank you. Tensions really boiling over here. Someone kind of confused about that call. I don't know what there is to be confused about. About the most blunt thing you can do to a person, punch them in the face. Yay, we'll have more conversation with the officials. Great. Well, it'll be Aiden Barrett, the first goal scorer for Drexel, heading into timeout for 2 minutes. Any more penalties and the scoreboard will run out of room, so hopefully it stays here. Maybe they'll come up like with the Fenway Park to get the placards, have them stick on the wall there. 48 seconds left to go in the period. So the Marauders are now up 4-3, man-wise. Kai Dunnigan gets every inch he can out of that vertical, and the puck still goes maybe a couple feet over his head. Like the effort, though, Captain. Kai Dunnigan, whole lot of open ice to work with. Gets to Martin. Martin defers to Stromberg at the blue. Stromberg works in. Morgan plays it off his skate. Back to Stromberg. Stromberg back out to Martin. Wants it back. Martin shoots, and it flies into the netting. 15.1 seconds left to go here. 10 left on the held penalty. Minute 28 left on the Barrett, and 2:10 left on the O'Connell. It'll be Aiden Stromberg ready to take the face off with 15 to go. Hopefully the last one for my blood's sake. Drexel coming out, rifles it behind Dunnigan. Sticked out by Rusnock and left for Martin. Looks like both sides content to skate this one out. And that'll do it for an eventful, long and cold second period. Millersville, their lead goes from 3-1 as Drexel scores 2 within the span of about 30 seconds or a minute and 30 seconds on those 2 penalties by, who was it again? It was Rysak and forget who else, but they're both in the pen, opened it up, and Drexel scored twice. Third period coming up soon. Stick with us.